As Amy said, I'm Alyson and I work at the Injury Control Council, so I don't just work on the No Injury program. I work across a few programs, with Stay on Your Feet being one of them. So before I delve into some more information about the grants, just a bit of background on who Stay on Your Feet is and why falls is such an issue in the community. So the Stay on Your Feet program is delivered by the Injury Control Council of WA, and it's funded by the Department of Health. So the program aims to reduce falls and fall-related injuries in older people living in the Western Australian community. So why are falls such an issue? So 1 in 3 people over 65 fall each year, and falls still remains one of the leading reasons older people are admitted to hospital. But I think most importantly, it's important to recognise that falls are not a normal part of ageing, and they can be predicted and prevented through a range of coordinated strategies. So, Stay on Your Feet grants. So for each campaign, we have 2 campaigns per year. So we have our first campaign, which runs from February to the end of April, and our second campaign, which runs from September through to November. Each of these campaigns addressing a different theme, so make your home safer, strengthen your legs, build your balance, all of these risk factors for falls. And for each campaign we have $15,000 for grants, with up to $5,000 for each grant. So essentially the aim of the grants is to build the capacity of health professionals to develop, plan and implement and evaluate strategies to reduce risk factors or preventative factors for falling, and as well to also increase the number of healthcare professionals or community workers who are delivering falls prevention programs in the community. And as well, we also want to increase the community's awareness of the risk factors and preventative factors for falling, and also increase the number of these people that are participating in falls prevention programs. And I think as well, a big part of the Stay on Your Feet grants as well is making partnerships and working relationships with these organisations and community groups that are working at the grassroots level with the older community, and I guess help build their capacity to implement falls prevention programs. So a bit of an overview of the grants. So what are we looking for? So we're looking for innovative ideas, so something new, something fresh, something different, and something that's not already happening in the community. We're looking for programs that establish collaborative partnerships, so working with other organisations, businesses, health services, GPs, physiotherapists, OTs, pharmacists in the community, speaking to local government, people that are, going out into the community and working with a range of different groups. Programs as well that focus on the campaign theme. So just as I said before, each campaign has a different theme. So our campaign which just ran was the Fuel Your Body. So programs which look at good nutrition for healthy ageing, limiting alcohol and incorporating water. So we have key messages for each of our campaign which we release with the application kit. So just having a good think about them, reviewing what they mean and incorporating them into your program. Organisational capacity building, so developing skills and knowledge of your staff. We have some grants where they might send their staff off to do Tai Chi training, Life or Otago training, or even some programs which upskill their staff educationally, so to develop, deliver presentations out in the community. And also sustainability. So this is a really big one. We kind of look at our programs as pilot programs, something that can continue past the funding period. And yeah, so just I guess working with people to help ensure that the program will continue once the funding's finished. So who can apply? So organisations or community groups or individuals even must have an ABN. You can be incorporated community groups, health professionals, community workers, anyone working with older people, lifestyle or retirement villages, not-for-profit organisations, local governments, both metro and regionally, and also population health units as well. And we strongly encourage cold groups and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to apply. They don't often have access to falls prevention programs in their community, so programs which specifically target these groups are always looked at highly. So just to give you a bit of a background as well on what cannot be funded. So infrastructure costs, staff salaries. The exception here is where you need to contract out external staff. So you can't, some of the money can't go towards full-time staff members, but if you need to hire a exercise physiologist or a physiotherapist to come in and deliver, for example, fitness or exercise classes, that's okay. They just can't be on your everyday payroll. Programs that are already being delivered, if you have programs that you're already running in the community and you're needing a bit of extra money, unfortunately we can't help you out, but we are willing to work with you and look at what you can do to try and keep that program going. Items purchased prior to grant approval or after the funding period, prizes, food and equipment costs where it's the majority. This one we kind of take on a case-by-case basis. Quite often with some programs you do need a bit of equipment, especially on programs that are around balance and strength. You might need to purchase just small parts of gym equipment to work on these issues. So if people are looking at putting in quite a bit of in-kind support for their programs, so things like staff salaries, venue hire, catering, that sort of thing, we are open to negotiations about the amount of money that can be spent on equipment. We don't also cover venue at your own premises or games or Nintendo Wii. And all programs, obviously we're funded to deliver in WA, so all programs must be in WA, and everything, all purchases we need a receipt for. So the application process. So we split this into two stages, essentially. So for the second stage, we can provide coaching and guidance to the applicants to assist them in planning for their projects. We kind of do this to help people with little to no experience in program planning and implementing projects. So the two stages. So the first stage is the expression of interest. So this is a pretty short form which kind of gives us a basic overview of what the program's about, partnerships developed and looking at sustainability. And then from there we pick out the top 10 applications and they're invited to complete a second stage. And it's at this point here where we begin providing coaching. And then from there, we have $15,000 grants up to $5,000 each. And from there they will get judged by external judges who will pick the winners. So the coaching, so this is what we see as a really important part of the grants program. It kind of helps to build the capacity of health professionals to plan for programs, to implement all the way through to evaluation and the acquittal. So what essentially we want to see people implementing successful programs in their community and being really proud of what they are doing. So we're willing to discuss and help shape projects, provide assistance and guidance where needed, link them with relevant community services, resources and professionals in their area as well. So coaching isn't about telling people what to do, but it's more about asking them the right questions to help guide them and get them thinking more broadly about their programs. Coaching isn't compulsory, but it is encouraged. We do get some applications where people have a huge amount of knowledge and experience in health promotion planning, and we find they often don't need a lot of guidance, but feedback we have got from some people is that they even just like our falls our knowledge on falls and our evidence base around falls, and they find that quite useful. So the coaching is provided by a few different ICWA staff. We have staff here with a diverse background, not just health promotion or health science, but people who specialise in evaluation, communications and media as well. And one thing that we aim to do as well is help assist the people who are unsuccessful in their grants in continuing to deliver their programs. So often people might realise, or organisations might realise, that they don't really need a lot of money to deliver their programs, although they thought they do. By kind of establishing partnerships, it can help limit promotional costs. Partnering with local rec centres, you've got facilities and equipment, so helping to chat with these people will make them realise, and providing assistance to help them continue with these programs. So the judging process, I touched on this just a bit before, but we have 2 external and 1 Stay on Your Feet staff member sit on their judging panel. So the 2 external people we kind of look at as experts in the area. So if the program was around strengthen your legs or build your balance, we would look at inviting physiotherapists, exercise physiologists, people who have experience in falls prevention programs within that area. So some of the score criteria include programs innovation, program benefits, so the quality of the programs and the benefits to the defined target audience, regional and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander programs. So both of these groups experience higher rates of falls, experience higher rates of injury in general, so programs which specifically target these 2 groups we take into special consideration. The evidence of the need and the demand. So has the project been devised on evidence and quantified the need and demand? Sustainable benefits. So evidence of how the learnings, benefits or the program itself will be sustained, and has funding like future opportunities been considered? The project costs. So does the program demonstrate value for money? Has in-kind support been shown? And does the budget comply with the eligibility criteria? And partnerships. So have people thought about partnerships and looked at people they can work with in their community? So the next round of grants. Everyone's in luck because it opens in Monday week. So the next campaign theme, we're actually going back to Build Your Balance. So this campaign will run from September to November 2017, but because of the lead-in application process, expressions of interest open on Monday the 22nd. So the themes of this campaign are looking at improving your balance is the best way to prevent a fall, moving your body and challenge your balance every day for at least 20 minutes. So just looking at some case studies of some really great grant applications we had over the past couple of years, just to give you a good indication of the quality and some of the diversity in programs that we're looking for. So this was actually came from the prior Build Your Balance campaign that ran from September to November 2015. I think this is one of my favourite ones, and I always like getting updates from the City of Albany on this one. So they ran a program which was called Easy Movers. It was a 10-week strength and balance program run from the local recreation centre, and it targeted older adults in the community 65 years and over. So it was an individualised strength and balance program. It ran from 3 classes per week, and people had an assessment with an exercise physiologist at the beginning of the 10 weeks, who gave them an individualised program and also did all your basic sit-to-stand tests and those sort of things to measure progress. And a big component of this program as well was recruiting peer volunteers to assist in the sessions. So they had, I think they recruited about 4 volunteers, and for every session they had at least 2 people who just provided guidance and encouragement to the people, to the group completing it. So they had 30 people express interest, but they were only able to have 20 in each class. So on evaluation, or once the program was finished, that they found 17 out of the 20 participants moved from this strength and balance class into a mainstream seniors class at the gym. The program still continues to run with new participants registering every 10 weeks. So once a person feels capable, they then move into a mainstream class and new participants can come into this strength and balance class. Another really great aspect of this program that was reported in the evaluation was the social benefits. I think that was something maybe the people didn't realise at the start, but I think they said they came for the physical and stayed for the social. So the Easy Movers program actually won the WA Health Excellence Award for promoting healthy habits and preventing illness and injury award in 2016. So as I said, the program still continues to run. It's a free program, but there is a once-off fee of $65, which includes that pre-assessment with the exercise physiologist. And the program's actually been so successful that they're looking at moving it to the nearby suburb or town of Denmark. And just one of the other programs as well, this was from our Check Your Medicines campaign, our first campaign from February to April 2015. So this was a pilot program that the Wheatbelt Public Health Unit had been thought of running for a while, but they just needed a bit of money to get, a bit of startup money to get the program off the ground. So this was a pilot program based in Beverley and I don't know, Wyalcatham. My pronunciation, sorry, of WA towns is really tragic. Wyalcatcham, there we go. I knew somebody would not. And so this program targeted polypharmacy use and the incorrect use of medicines. So the program went out into the community, found two GP doctors' surgeries that were interested in participating in the program. And encourage them to refer clients for home medication reviews by a pharmacist. There was a few pharmacies in town as well that were able to do the home medication reviews. So some of the outcomes of the program was a screening tool was adapted for GPs to identify people who had previously had a fall and that were also at risk of polypharmacy use. And they were sent letters regularly to remind them to come in and see their GP about getting a HMR review. As well, a resource was developed, the Medicine Passport, which is a passport-sized booklet used to record details about medicines and key medical information. So this is something they could give their GPs or their pharmacist every time they went in and saw them. So the achievements of the program were 44 older people attending information sessions, 2 GP surgeries implemented the home medication reminder system. There was an increase in home medication reviews by older adults in the community in the pilot towns, and also other pharmacies who weren't initially involved in the program reached out to the Wheatbelt Public Health Unit and expressed their interest to be involved. And another great outcome was the professional development for staff. So staff were trained in falls prevention and also delivering education sessions to older adults in the community. And I think a great outcome was that falls and medicine education sessions are now included in their yearly KPIs, so it's on their agenda. Great, so that's just a bit about the Stay on Your Feet grants. There are contact details there, but I'll also be around for morning tea in the workshop session later in the morning. So if you have any questions or you would like to just run a few ideas past me, come up and have a chat and I'll help you out as much as I can. Great. Yeah,